Instructor Program Development for the National Association of Flight Instructors. And thank you for stumbling upon this page. By being here, it means that you are interested in the Master Flight Instructor Program. And that's super cool. The instructor program has been around for over 20 years. We have had over 1,000 instructors processed through the program. And it's just a really great way for us to help recognize you for the efforts that you have put into what you do, the professionalism and the just giving of yourself to your students, to instructors, to the community, to, the profession in general. It means a lot to us because we have to hold ourselves at a high regard to make sure that safety is improved and retained and that people are being taught in the right way and all of those things. So you're here. I want to help you. And so a couple of the things that I can tell you is, how long does the process take? Well, once you go through and submit the paperwork, it takes about 3 to 4 weeks. And what goes into that is the processing on our end to make sure all the documentation is there. It gets sent off to one of our reviewers. They make sure everything looks good. They check your references. So tip, if you put down your references, tell them that they will be getting calls, because a lot of times that's what hangs up the packages. Once it gets sent back to us, we process the sort of back end of it, meaning we get the plaque ordered and the other sort of congratulatory packages ready, the press release. And again, the master program is all about making sure that the community knows who you are. It's not about NAFI. It's not about the brand or any of that kind of stuff. It's about us finding a vehicle to push you forward, to make sure that people know who you are and that you do an amazing job at what you do. So we start processing that. You get a package back from us, and then you start your 2-year term. Now, what about if something happens? What if the reviewer sees an issue with the packet? What if they say, well, this isn't going to work? We don't just decline you. We try to find a way to make the package work. So if there's an error in the packet, we'll work with you. We'll have you resubmit some paperwork, some corrected paperwork. If they find that you're short on credits, they're going to ask you, hey, do you have anything else that might qualify? We're not just going to send it back to you and say, no, this isn't going to work. Do it over. Now, it does happen from time to time where we just, we have to have the individual go through because there's some larger things wrong with it. But generally speaking, the hangups are not large things. So we can sort of find a way to make those additions and make the packet work. So it's not as scary process as everybody might think it is. What about the credits? Well, when it comes to the CEUs, on the back of the package, I think it's page 12, it starts outlining the different categories, the 4 different things: instructor category, service aviation community, educator, professional development. Now that's for the master flight. But there's a lot of ideas on there. Is it the end all be all? Can you do things for credits that are not on that list? Absolutely. What does it mean when it says 1 to 4 CEUs? Well, for the teaching towards an endorsement, 1 to 4 basically just means how much did you spend with that student in terms of their education for that rating? Did you go 0 to finish? 4 credits. Did you pick them up halfway? 2 credits. So what about the credits that are the roughly equivalent, the little squiggly thing, or they're not even listed? How do I know how many credits are for something that isn't even there? Well, at that point, if it's not defined in the packet, you're looking at 15 hours equals 1 credit, 1 CEU. So if you have a volunteer activity for the Young Eagles and it's not on there, and you spent 20 hours with Young Eagles doing that thing, you're going to get about 1 credit. Okay. The other thing we want to be real careful of, and this is a common mistake, is double dipping. So if you teach a student towards an endorsement you get 4 credits, right? What if you take that same student and you sign them off for wings credit, but it's the same activity? Can you do both? No, you can't. You cannot take the same activity and claim multiple credits in different places. So make sure that when you're going through the packet, you remember that. Carve those things out. Everything needs an activity completion form, an MI3 form. Now, what you don't have to do is fill out an MI3 form for like activities. So if you had, let's say, 3 private students and 3 instrument students, you don't have to fill out an activity completion form for each student. You also don't have to fill out an activity completion form, one for the private and one for the instrument. You can put them all together because you're training towards a rating. So all 6 of those students qualify on one activity completion form. That should save you some time. I've got a whole bunch of other tips. I always recommend that people call me as they start digging into the paperwork. I know the paperwork is a lot. I do. But we have to be very thorough because of the way that the FAA has guided our program. They hold us in high regard. We hold the standards in high regard. So we have to be very picky on how things are done. And we want to make sure that anybody that qualifies has all their ducks in a row. There's the prestige of the program is because of the standards of the program, but I can help. So if you find yourself with questions, if you find yourself getting frustrated, send me a message, jniehaus@nafinet.org, and that's on the website, or you can give us a call at 866-806-6156. I hope that helps, and I can't wait to see the master packets coming in.